We've gone for a trip to Italy during the Ramadan holidays in the year 2019. During this trip, we had chosen the villages in Italy, Switzerland, and Austria. It was an 11 days journey. My friend and sponsor, Muad, suggested the idea of a trip to Europe in villages. We arrived in Italy, our first destination by British Airways from Riyadh via London. The air ticket cost us around $1,500 for 3 of us. We hired and rented a car for our local journey and its cost came around $96 for 6 days. We drove to a village named Schignano in that car. It was a prior decision to avoid public transport but hire a car as we wish to visit typical villages. There is no need for an international driving license here to drive cars. Our national license is enough. It's not only here, but whenever we have traveled in Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, Netherlands, and in US also we use the Indian driving license. There is a large lake called Lake Como in the Lombardy region of Italy. The village Schignano, which is surrounded by the majestic Alps, is on the shore of Lake Como. This is now going through the tunnel dug through the Alps mountain ranges. Some of these tunnels are really long. The journey through the winding roads gave us a feeling of our high-range road drive in Kerala, a small state in India, my motherland. In about an hour and a half, we arrived at a homestay in Schignano, which was booked via Airbnb. It was run by Mr. Antonio and his wife. The house was very convenient with 2 bedrooms, hall, kitchen and balcony. The next day was Sunday, so Antonio and his wife brought us some eggs, bread and milk and stocked them up in the kitchen for us as there wouldn't be any shops or restaurants. When they showed so much of care and concern towards us, we are really impressed with them. All these houses here have beautiful flowers planted on the balcony. A river runs along with this villa. It flows from the Mount Alps to Lake Como. After freshening up quickly, we set off our journey to see Schignano. Roads were mostly deserted. These buildings, hotels and homestays, are all good old buildings, many over a century old. This is a good selfie point. That is also yet another village just like Schignano. Time is about 5 o'clock in the evening. After a stroll around Schignano, we had dinner and returned to Antonio's villa. The next day, we set off for Como Lake. Early in the morning, even before breakfast, we set out for the shores of Como. There's only a 10-minute drive to that place. The name of that place is Argegno. There's a beautiful church on the shores of Como Lake in Argegno. We parked the car in their parking area. Coins are required here for parking and paying tolls. Therefore, whenever traveling like this, we should always carry enough coins in our wallets. International travel card should also be used for travel. If you use the normal credit cards, there's an extra payment of conversion charges. This is a peaceful place. Nice and peaceful atmosphere indeed. We left Schignano without taking breakfast, so we all were having a very strong appetite. We went to eat at a lakeside restaurant. The menu card shocked us as everything was written in Italian. He says that the waitress doesn't know even English. At last we had to show the pictures and order food. After breakfast, we decided to go for a boating at Lake Como. There is a ferry service from here to go from Argegno to the villages and townships along the coast of River Como. We took ticket and walked to the boat jetty. The ticket cost us around €3 per person. Beautiful cobblestones can be seen along the banks of Lake Como. It was later discovered that cobblestones like this are found in abundance on the river banks and beaches. boat to Lenno arrived. Comparatively, a good sized boat. It has 2 floors and the seats were arranged in both floors. We stood by the window to get a better outdoor views. The sky is full of clouds. There is a possibility of heavy rain. Como Lake is the 3rd largest lake in Italy. The Mount Alps makes it so beautiful. It is 400 meters deep. This has the shape of English alphabet Y. Another interesting fact about Lake Como is that it is formed by a glacier activity. Glacier is a huge mass of ice, an iceberg that floats on water. Glaciers create lakes by leaving depressions on Earth. It is said that this is how Lake Como also come into being. This boat is very fast. Although not as fast as a speedboat, it is faster than the passenger boats in our country. After traveling for about 30-40 minutes, we reached the town of Lenno. We had already taken umbrellas, waterproof jackets and camera pouch, as it has been predicted in the weather forecast about the possibility of rain. We look at the weather forecast keenly on every trip. Most of the times, it has been helpful. This is one of the least busy towns among other towns here. That's why we chose Lenno. Daily life in Saudi Arabia is very hectic. This trip is an escape from the clutches of all hectic schedule and meeting deadlines. So we have already decided not to rush ourselves and see everything or reach everywhere. Our decision was to stroll around and enjoy the nature, its tranquil beauty and serene composure as much as possible. This is a very interesting view. Remember seeing these flocks of birds floating in water in many parts of Lake Como. No one raises them. These are wild geese. One of the greatest attractions in River Como, especially in the backdrop of the setting sun. We saw many boats and yachts sway on the waves as they lazily wait for the passengers. Those who wish for a boat ride can opt for an online booking. Lenno town has a number of villas of historical significance. Villa means they are forts, which are centuries old. The most famous of this is Villa di Balbianello. Many movies has been shot here, including Star Wars 2. These forts often witness a number of wedding ceremonies also. We wish to have a glance inside. Unfortunately, it was closed down. As I said earlier, an auspicious wedding ceremony was going on inside. The Church of Saint Stefano and the Baptistry of Saint John in Lenno was another point of attraction. We were able to make only a short visit to that place. This Church of Saint Stefano was built in the 11th century and was altered several times between 15th and 16th centuries. We got out of this and walked to a shop across the street. On the way, we noticed a statue on the roadside. It was a monument dedicated to the memory of those who lost their life in World War II. Our plan was to buy some souvenir from the shop to commemorate our trip. We usually buy souvenir like fridge magnet and keychains in all our trips. This time also, we carried on with our good practice. The saleswoman at that shop speaks English very well. She has great impression about India. When we told her that we were from India, she started talking very excitedly. It seems that they like India as much as we love Europe. The boat for our return journey is about to come. Now it's time for us to stop shopping and reach boat jetty soon. After spending one more night at Antonio's villa, the next day we should leave for Switzerland. I'll be back with the highlights of that trip in the upcoming video. If you like my channel, please like, share and comment. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and click the bell icon before you leave. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Goodbye. Take care until we see you again.